Hello and welcome, everyone. My name is Mark, a trainer here at WEX Field Service Management, and today we are covering reporting. This webinar will cover lists versus reports, key reports to monitor weekly. We'll look at the receivables report, appointments and service requests, job summary, proposals, maintenance plan, appointment scheduling, and the total sales report. We'll look at the daily to-dos article so you know where to find all of these afterwards if you need a reference point. And we will do our live Q&A at the end so you can get your questions answered live on stream. Without further ado, let's dive into WEX FSM. Now, your system has a lot of different reports that you can use to get certain data about your system and your customers, your invoices, your payments, your maintenance plans, a lot of data that you can see. We have those broken down into two categories. One is lists. So if you go to the top left in this main navigation here and hover over jobs, you have a set of lists, and these are isolated focus on certain pieces of data. So if you want to see all your jobs, you go to the job list. If you want to see all your invoices, you go to the invoice list, etc. We're going to take a look at a couple of these, and then we will look at reporting. And reporting is a little more robust, gives you a little more information, more filter options, things like that. And we'll dive into some reports later. First, let's go to jobs, job list. Now, the job list is great for quickly finding a job. If you just need to search a job, you can go here and there's a ladybug that was on my shoulder. That was crazy. Sorry. Now it's on my computer. Okay. I don't know if you saw it. Make a wish. Yes. All right. I wish for a stress-free and happy Friday and a great weekend for both of us. Okay. So the job list is a place where you can search for jobs. If you have a job number on a sticky note, you just need to search. You can come here and see all your jobs at a glance. And then this is also what I really like this list for is managing your job flags. So if I click on show flag jobs only, that now will pull any job in my system that has a flag on it. Each job that you have, whether you're in the office using the desktop version or out in the field using the mobile app, you can flag the job. When you flag it, you can put notes on what needs to happen for the follow-up. A good example here would be for ordering parts. Your technician is out in the field, they're ready to do the job, but they look in the truck, they don't have the part that they need. So now we need to order the part, we'll have to come back another day. Add a flag. That flag gets added to here, and this is a place to manage all of those flag jobs. So you can also set an assignee. An assignee comes in really handy if you want to assign out flags as tasks for people to do. So for part order, maybe you have one person that does all of your ordering. You could assign them for all of the part order flags. Maybe there is uh, a billing department and you have certain billing follow-ups that need to happen. Assign them. Then they come here and can select their name, and anything that is assigned to that person will show all of their flags. What I also like about this is when you click on the flag, you can actually edit it. This is the same editing module that you see in the job itself when you're creating the flag, and they have been pulled into here so you can manage your flags in bulk. Once you have completed a flag, maybe you want to put your final notes, job complete, and then you can mark the flag as complete, hit save, and move on to the next flag. Once the flag has been marked as complete, it is removed from the show flag jobs only list. But if I uncheck that, I will see that job again in the main list. From here, you can also see and update the status of jobs. So abandoned, opened, or closed. And you can download filtered information by clicking download, and you can download this as an Excel file or a PDF file. So that is the job list. Next, let's go to the invoice list. We'll go to jobs, invoice list. The invoice list is great for searching invoices. It is exactly what it says, a big list of all your invoices. But if you're syncing to QuickBooks, this is a page that I would reference often because this will show you your auto sync status. When you create an invoice in your system and you add items to it, that will automatically sync down to your QuickBooks. But if there's a piece of information missing, maybe you did not select an income account and it doesn't know where to field map over to QuickBooks, you may get an error. And let's see if we can find some. So you can search by auto sync status. Ready means that it is ready to sync and will sync on the next sync. Not ready means there is something missing before it can sync, and it will tell you what it needs. Off is if you've turned the sync off. Error is if some type of actual error has happened. Syncing is going to show you that it is currently syncing, and then synced means it's synced to QuickBooks, and you should be able to go into QuickBooks and see that invoice. So if you do have a not ready, it will be yellow and it'll say not ready. And a scenario might be you're looking for an invoice in QuickBooks, you can't find it, you know that it should have synced. This is the first place I would recommend going to and look at the status and it says details. Click on details and it'll tell you what it wants right here in the yellow area. This one says a tax group is required to sync. So we just need to select a tax group and hit save. Easy peasy. Now it will sync on the next sync. And you just go down the line. Something also to know is if you create an invoice, and let's say you get busy before you can add items and you just save it for later, it will not sync if there are no line items. So actually all of these that say 0, if we click on details, this just says this does not have any line items or descriptions and cannot be synced to QuickBooks. Once you add a line item to that invoice, it'll just fix itself. It'll automatically sync after that. So if you do see that, it's good to know. You can also here download this information if you need to. And you can search for job invoices. You can search for invoices with an auto recurring payment. And if you type in the search, you can just isolate which of these invoices you're looking for. And lastly, if I click on the little PDF icon here, I can quickly see the PDF of what this looks like. And this is what your customer will see when you send this to them. It will also show the last time you sent it. So if you hover over, it will show you the date and the time that that was sent to the customer. Next, let's look at the proposal list. So we'll go to Jobs, Proposal List. Same thing, big list of all your proposals. From here, you have the same functionality of being able to search. You can view the PDF by clicking on that PDF icon. It'll show you the last time you sent it. And you can also view and edit statuses. So open draft, presented, signed, voided, declined. If you have a scenario where you notice that you can't open something, here, and we could probably show if I sign this. It might not let me. There we go. Cool. So right now I can see that this is signed, but I know I want to make an edit to this. Maybe I want to add notes to it so my customer can see those notes. It's not editable. If you update it to open draft, now it becomes editable again. So if there's ever a scenario where you're wanting to edit and you can't, you just need to know open draft is the only editable state. And you make those edits when you're done. You can save it and you can always just set it back to the original state. Next, let's look at the payments list. We'll go to jobs, payment list. From here, it shows you all of your payments in your system, whether that is recorded or processed through WEX FSM. You can select a date range, search by payment type, payment method, payment status. You can search by customer name, payer name, and amount. And then from here, you can also see the auto sync statuses. So if a payment does not sync over, you can come here and check the status from this page. Also, you can download as an Excel file or a PDF file. If you click on this red drop down here, this little red arrow, it will show you a little more detail about the payment. And then if you click the the three dots here, you can edit the payment, change which customer you're applying it to, refund it, or delete it, all from this page. Next, let's look at some reports. So what we've been looking at so far has been lists. Now we're going to get into reporting. In the top left, we have reporting. Click on that, and that will bring you to the reporting page. Uh, from here, you can see each report. You would click on the title of the report to go to that page, and each report does have just a little description of what you may find in that report. We're going to look at the most popular reports today, but if you do have any questions about a specific report, just let me know in the Q&A. The first report we're going to look at is the receivables report. Go to reporting, accounting right here, and on the left, it is receivables. The receivables report will show you all of your invoices in your system, but different from the invoice list, you actually have options to do some work here for your business. Select a date range. You can search by job type, payment status, invoice status, technician. You can search these options here. And, there's a couple scenarios of using this. One really big one is who owes me money and how can I get them to pay? And if that is your question, I would recommend going to payment statuses, and we're looking for overdue. That's going to show any invoice in your system that is past the due date. So officially, this is who owes us money. The filtered totals will show the invoice total. So we can see there's, 31 grand out there that we need to collect on. And then if I want to send out a payment reminder in bulk, I can simply click select all, send invoices, send. That will send out a reminder. And it's really nice when a lot of people pay their bill all at one time because of those bulk reminders that you sent out. Maybe you want to see the receivables for a particular technician. And so let's look for Dustin Bailey, and let's update our time frame. And none of those are overdue. Let's get rid of overdue. And maybe Dustin has not made an invoice. Oh, oh, you know what? Good teachable moment. In order for it to show up by technician, you do need to tag the technician on the invoice. And so let's do it right now in the moment. So if we go to jobs, we're just going to go to our invoice list to quickly search for an invoice. And then let's open this one. So I'm just going to click on the invoice. That will open the invoice, any invoice that you are on. Right here, it says technician. Typically, while I'm doing these trainings, I'm not assigning technicians. But if you want to track, I would do it for every invoice. Just make it part of your process. So let's go ahead and assign Dustin Bailey to this, giving him credit for this invoice. Let's scroll down. We will save and close. And now going back to receivables, let's go ahead and refresh. And we'll set our date range back a little bit. And then we will look for our technician, Dustin. And there you go. So maybe I just want to know for this week, what are our receivables looking like per technician? And that is a way that you can check that here. Okay, receivables report. Next, let's look at the job summary report. So we're going to go back to our reporting page. So you go to reporting and then down here to job summary. The job summary report, that is great for just looking at an overall high level view of each job. You can filter by flag jobs here as well. Just know you cannot edit the flags from here. So this is really just saying, is there a flag on this job? I would recommend managing your flags from the job list, but it is just a good reference to have here to know which of these jobs are flagged. Probably the most used scenario of this is just checks and balances. Look at the overall health of each job. You can see if it's flagged. You can see if there are any checklists and have those been completed. Maybe you want to see scheduled versus completed. So if this was scheduled, but there's no completed appointment and it was a week ago, now we should look into this. Why wasn't, our appointment completed? Maybe someone forgot to just clock in and mark the job as complete, or maybe it was a job that got missed somehow, and it's really good to have an oversight of that. Another, signed proposals. If there was a proposal that was signed, but it was never converted to an invoice, that's an issue. Why didn't we finish that job? So, good place just to check on certain actions that are happening per job. And you can search by date range, by a job type, by lead source. And then you can have the filter here. This is going to show by default all jobs. So open, close, and abandon. If you just want to isolate one, you can X out of the others and it will remove those. Search by customer name, location, and job number, and you can download this report as well. All right. Next, let's look at the proposals report. So going back to reporting, and then jobs and proposals. The proposals report it's great to track proposal statuses and next steps. And the first thing you'll notice at the top is you have your close rate, sales opportunities versus opportunities won. Now, just a little context on this, the way that this works, you have your sales opportunities, which when you are on a job, and let's go actually to our job list to quickly find a job. And let's go to this job. So I'm just going to click on the job number, scroll, and right here, it says opportunity. Let's say that this is, you're going to make a proposal for a big install job, and you want to track the opportunity of this being a job. So you want to turn that on. When you toggle this on, it will mark this job as an opportunity. If the proposal is converted to an invoice and you do the job, the invoice gets paid, this will be considered a won job. And you will see that reflected in the reporting up top here. If you don't use that opportunities and you just leave that, untoggled, this part will not be correct. So if that's part of your workflow that you want to add, I would just make sure that on any jobs with a proposal that you want marked as an opportunity, toggle on that opportunity button. You can view your PDF like normal, search by date range, proposal statuses, job type, and similar thing here, technician. Maybe you want to just spot check the proposals that your technicians are creating in the field. Take a look at them. You can quickly look at the PDF to kind of check what that is. Next, let's get into the maintenance plan scheduling report. We'll go back to reporting. There we go. And maintenance plan scheduling. We'll go to reporting under jobs. And then down below here is maintenance plan appointment scheduling. Oh, we did that one. Here we go. Here we go. If you have a maintenance plan program, this is going to be your best friend for scheduling visits. So when I add a customer as a maintenance plan customer, let's say we sell them a maintenance plan, they now have a contract, they're officially a maintenance plan customer in my system. The service windows that we're going to go out and provide the maintenance service will show up here. So what you're seeing here is maintenance plan visits for each plan by service window. And there's a lot of different ways that you can do this. Probably the most common way is, who do I owe a service to right now? And let's get them scheduled. To do that, I would recommend taking off future and next. And this is saying who has a current plan. It's not expired. And are we within their current service window? And as long as the answer is yes, they will show up down here. So this is everyone who right now, we're in January, this is who we owe a service to. And if you want to, let's say, reach out to the customer, hey, Jerry, we have your spring visit. We would love to get scheduled with you. Can we come out on Tuesday? Then click unscheduled, and you can do all of your scheduling for your maintenance visits right from here. The benefit of this is that it will automatically select the correct maintenance job, and that will relate back to the maintenance plan. So when you go to look at your history, you'll be able to see that the service was completed. So that's why I recommend using this. Now you can schedule maintenance from the schedule page, but you will just have to make sure that when you're scheduling, you click this drop down and select the maintenance visit job that was created when you added the maintenance plan to that customer. To avoid any of that confusion, I would just come here and you can do all of your appointment creation from here. You can also send out reminders, and I really like this. So, you know, you could just go one by one, kind of call everybody yourself. If you want, you can click select all, review, and send. That will send a reminder to your customer, letting them know, hey, you have a maintenance visit that we need to schedule. Please contact us. And they contact you, and now you could even come here, type in their name, and then it's already pulled up and click unscheduled and schedule their maintenance right from there. All right. Next, we'll look at appointments and service requests. So go to reporting, appointments, and service requests. This will show you all of your appointments and service requests in your system. It's nice. You can see appointment notes. And this is one of the only places where you can see the notes for each job back to back. You can search with different filters here. Isolate by technician, by location, customer, appointment status. You have a lot of filter options here that you don't have on, uh, let's say, a job. You can't see all jobs in bulk. And then from here, you can also see coverage zones, appointment tags, and if you want to download this, it's a little different. You can click the uh, rectangle with an arrow pointing down. It looks like a little TV. Click on that. And then cross tab will download an Excel file. Then you can do PDF or PowerPoint if you want. All right. Next, we'll look at the total sales report. From here, we will scroll down. And it's all the way at the bottom under the sales section. And we will go to total sales. This is great for seeing the sales that you've made. This will show how much you have sold month to date and year to date. And then filtered totals are nice. So we can select a date range, like how much money did we make, or how many sales did we get last week? Set the date range. It will show you the number of jobs you've done, the average sale per job, the total sales of all jobs, the taxes, and then sales and taxes together. And then down below, you're just seeing each invoice and then the total of the invoice and broken down, the total sales, the taxes, and then taxes and sales together. If you want to quickly just spot check what is on the invoice, you click the PDF icon here. So great place to keep track of your sales for the year. Okay. We have two more topics before we get into our Q&A. First, let's look at daily to-dos. So we covered a lot of different lists and reports today, and you may forget about one. So a place where you can go to sort of reference These reports and the ones that we recommend looking at daily or weekly is by going to the Help Center in the bottom right, little smiley face guy. Click on that. And then we want to go to tasks. The tasks section is, for onboarding, for newer users, training. But even if you have been using this for a while, the daily to-dos is a good reference point. So right here, it says daily to-dos. Click on that. And then you will see things that we went over today. Here's a link to the job list. Here's a link to the job summary report, an article about flag for follow-up, a link to the proposals report, job summary report, check your cash flow with the receivables report, fulfill your maintenance commitments, and then the sync hub. These are the lists that earlier I said you could check the sync statuses, and this is just reminding you of that. So a couple days from now, you're wanting to go and look back at your reports and kind of reflect on what we did today. Main thing is going to that help center, go to daily to-dos, and then you're linked out to all of the things. Lastly, if you do have anything that you want to learn more about, click on help, and then you can type in your search here. Maybe you simply type reporting. All of our guides and knowledge base articles for reporting will show up right here. So good place to do just some extra research and isolate your focus on the things that you need for your business. Last thing I will show you is where to find the replay of this. We do record all of our sessions, and I said I'd show you at the end, and here we are. You will go to the Help Center, our little smiley face guy. And right here it says video courses and webinars. And if you're into learning more about the system, this will be your best friend. In fact, a pro tip, any article that you're reading in the Help Center here, if you scroll to the bottom, there's a little link that says Open in Help Center. And that will open it as its own web page, and then you can favorite it and put it in your bookmarks. So that's up to you. That's just a pro tip from me. But the video courses and webinars page, that will show you our live webinars, so you can sign up for future webinars here. We just released our February calendar. Scroll down. We've got past webinars. So today, reporting, you will see that available here in a few hours. Okay, that is, sorry. Final thing, if you do have any questions, let's say an hour from now, you have a question, reach out right here, contact support, and that is your main access to customer care. Okay, we are going to move to our Q&A now, but I just want to say thanks so much for joining. My name is Mark with WEX Field Service Management, and this has been Reporting.